everyone, welcome to my reception show. My name is Farida, and tonight, I can't even believe this, tonight we just got the first trailer for Squid Game Season 3. I'm super excited. So let me just kind of rewind a little bit. Now, although I've not done any reactions for the show itself, I did do like a quick review discussion post Season 2. But that being said, I cannot tell you how excited I am for the new season, because now it's just, Squid has kind of been in my life at this point, and I actually started getting a little bit into more K-dramas in the last few months, particularly those who are actually from the show. Like, I started to kind of look at some of their material. But honestly, I've been waiting for this. I'm super excited for Season 3. It's one of the reasons why I am currently testing out ways to try and do a reaction for Squid Game Season 3 without having to do like a breakdown for each episode. Because honestly, I feel like I can't just really pause. I feel like keep going and trying to finish whatever is left of the season. So yeah, and now, like, I mean, what is it? I think the show comes back on June 27th. So we're about less than 2 months away, and we finally got the first trailer for Season 3, and I'm like really excited. I wish I had worn my my frontman shirt, but that's okay. But yeah, honestly, I don't even want to wait any longer because I have so many questions. So without further ado, let's get right down into the trailer for Squid Game Season 3. Oh no, that's jung-jae, isn't it? Oh, you kidding me? Okay. Oh no! Oh no! We're gonna get some backstory. So, that was the first trailer for Squid Game Season 3, and I think they may have just found a game that might be worse than the Marvel's game from Season 1. Wow. What's funny is that they don't actually show, like, the young boy and young girl that we saw from the teaser. We don't even actually see anything from that. But it looks as though that this could be round 5 or 6, because I swear I thought the two you know, kids that we saw in the what was it? I think it was post-credit, right? The post-credit would have been the next game. So the fact that we don't even actually see anything of that, they must be really keeping things secretive, that they don't want to reveal anything about that. So, but even that being the case, I really feel like they've somehow managed to get a game that's even worse than the Marvel's game from Season 1, because clearly what it looks like, what they really kind of touch on is that one of the games is going to basically have people fighting to the death. From the looks of it, and which is like, just imagine having to commit murder, right? And it's not like as if you can choose your opponent, of course. It's like you're in a random draw, and I can't even imagine how they would determine who goes against who. I feel like it's gonna be very sinister. Like, the fact that they alluded to the fact that the mother and son are in separate teams makes me think that they're probably gonna have to go against each other, which I know that's going to break a lot of people, because a lot of viewers have really loved these two characters, especially the mom, and they've been through so much. I mean, I still remember watching the Carousel game, and when they were separated, like I could still feel the goosebumps and the chills I was getting just seeing them separate. I was just like, this can't be happening. Like, you guys are being serious. And I can't even imagine what's going to happen here. It looks as though that, you know, again, this could be the next game from the looks of it. I mean, one thing to realize is that this is simply just a teaser. So maybe the footage that we just saw is maybe the first episode, and they're probably not showing a whole lot with the last set of episodes. I don't even know how many episodes we're getting this season, so I have to like look that up. But I've been hearing the rumors that 6. Which, if so, like, there isn't really a lot that they don't really have a lot of time to cover. But one of the things I was really surprised about is that it wasn't jung-jae who was in the box, because I thought it was jung-jae that was in the box, but it was actually gi-hun was in the box, probably to bring him back. And yeah, I mean, just to see how he's terrorized. I mean, we're seeing some of the footage from some of the images that we got previously. So the fact that gi-hun is handcuffed, we're seeing players kind of dealing with the aftermath of the failed rebellion. We see the frontman's brother is still trying to search for him. We kind of see bits and pieces of him. And then we got to see a little bit of the front man, but again, not a whole lot of action of him. I think they're going to keep a lot of his story kind of hidden, which I'm totally not against. I hope that we at least get a little bit more context of what happened. Because, you know, I think a key thing about the character is that he didn't just suddenly become the front man. He didn't suddenly decide to go into the games. Like, there's a lot of factors that led to, especially with the death of his wife and child. And that's something that was addressed back in season 2. So I would imagine there's got to be a little bit more to the backstory, especially what led to this estrangement between him and his brother, why he decided to just go into the games, what led him even into this path of becoming the overseer of the games. And I think that's the key things, like, how did he become the front man? And it's like, if this happens, then doesn't that mean that gi-hun is now very likely to become the next frontman too? I mean, there's so many theories. I think what's so amazing about going into season 3 is that there's just so many theories about what could happen. Especially because this is not a show that takes things lightly. I mean, we've seen that they have gone to full extreme just to showcase the complexities of capitalism and people's aspirations, especially in a time where in their most lowest of low, and what people are willing to do to somehow get themselves out of those situations. And it can sometimes take some very dark decisions. People will make dark choices. And we've seen that. I think a very key example is Hoonjung, that we saw that was introduced this season. I mean, she's an amazing character. I think she became one of my favorite characters. And she has explained so many, and I mean, her backstory, right? You hear, it's like, oh, she decides to continue on with games, not once, but twice. And then it's like, well, why would she do that if she's made these friends and made families? And then it's just when you hear her story and you're like, you know what? You don't blame them. I think this is one of those cases where for the first time, like, no matter what, you actually start to sympathize with people's decision, even if it's choices that you may or may not agree with. And I think this is what's so great about this show, is that we actually see the humanity, regardless of what side you're on, how you make your decisions, seeing the complexities of what humanity will go through to get themselves out of messy situations. And I think season 2 has already proven that, let alone the fact that there's so many they have undergone so many different ways of just showcasing how things are happening, and again, showing the darkness of it all. I mean, again, this is a show that doesn't take things lightly. I think the key thing is going to be, of course, like, what's going to happen to gi-hun? How is he going to react? I mean, he just saw his best friend get murdered by the front man, especially by the guy who he's been with practically a couple of days in the season, not knowing the fact that he is the front man, the guy that he's been searching for like 3 years. And now this happens. And now it's like, is there even any hope left of saving what is left of humanity in that game? Like, does he even have the free will to continue? Like, I think that's going to be a very key thing. Like, I mean, this trailer doesn't even touch on that, right? We don't know what gi-hun is going through, but yet we would imagine that he is so devastated that considering the fact that this many people were willing to continue this game, even after so many people have died, even after they've already compiled so much money after game 3, right? It's like, the fact that people are willing to continue, it's like, does he even have doesn't even have the heart to even try and save those people. And I think, I really love this kind of discussion. I love how it really goes into this complexity. I mean, this is a commentary that made this show so compelling. And it's like, you can see both sides. And it's just like, and one of the funny things that I'm not gonna lie, I really like the front man. Like, he's a very, very interesting character. To the point where I now have like 2 frontman shirts. I didn't even get to wear one of them. I know I should have prepared myself, but still, like, just to see, like, the fact that we didn't get to see a whole lot of the frontman makes me think that, one, they're probably trying to keep his story a little bit more secretive and make it a surprise, or 2, we're probably not going to get a whole lot of the frontman until we get a much longer trailer. And I'm going to assume it's probably going to be the latter. So, but even that being the case, like, just seeing this one game, I mean, this game looks like it's going to be even worse than the Marvels game. I mean, I still remember the Marvels game making me so anxious and so heartbroken just to see what happened to so many of my favorite characters. It's just like, and now it seems as though that we're probably going to see the same shit going into that one game. I don't know what's called. It looks like it's some kind of knife game because it has like a shape of a knife in the background. So I'm going to assume that, you know, it's the fight to the death kind of situation. Although I did see a maze. I don't know. Maybe that's just where they're entering. Maybe that's how they're entering into the ring or something. But yeah, I don't know how I'm going to feel about that. I have a feeling that the frontman's going to torture all of us with how they're going to set up who goes against who. Because I don't know how I feel about it. I really don't. I feel like what he's going to do is going to literally torture the shit out of people. Of course, I think a couple other things to kind of note on. The VIPs are back. I know that was a lot of people. I know a lot of people were complaining about that. It's like, we were shown the VIPs in season 1. We don't even see them in season 2. Like, what happened to them? I mean, now it looks like they're coming back. Which makes sense because that's kind of the similar case with like season 1. Like, they didn't even show up until probably game 5. Actually, game 5. Like, they only came up for the last 2 games. So for them to come at the later half of the season makes a lot more sense. Because now the games are getting a lot more interesting. They're now seeing some of the more stronger players. So that's what they're going to be more interested in, just to see if there's any of their own picks that make it through, which is like very demented. We see the VIPs are back. We also see Noel, or guard 011. She seems to be doing a lot of action behind the scenes. She's like crawling through the tunnel, crawling to the tunnels of the AC. And I think I saw player 246, the dad whose daughter has cancer. I think I saw him. I'm pretty sure they showed him, and it looks like he's still alive, which is something I know a lot of people were theorizing, like, you know, the person who shot him was guard 0011 just because they actually know each other, and she's given photos, given hand-drawn photos from the daughter, and so she might sympathize with player 246. I know there's a theory out there that he might still be alive. Maybe she's going to use the whole, you know, human harvesting situation to somehow get him out of the games, maybe. I know there was kind of a leaked photo somewhere. I don't know. It was like a leaked photo, and it's like the actor who's playing Noel is sitting next to another pink guard who looks to be the actor who's playing player 246. So there's a theory that maybe he's now disguising himself as one of the guards. So that could be a possibility, but it looks like he's still alive, as some of us were kind of predicting. I think that the key thing right now is like, how is this going to end? Like is gi-hun going to become the next frontman? Is the frontman going to reign supreme? Is this going to lead to something? Like, I don't know. I'm very excited overall with what's going to happen with this season, because I'm just like, oh man, it's like, I don't know. I mean, the greatest thing about it is that we don't have to wait as long as what we had to go through between the gaps of season 1 and 2. We only had to wait 6 months between seasons 2 and 3. And now we've finally got our first actual preview of season 3. And I'm just super, super excited to see what's going to happen. I mean, I'm going to do all my best to try and figure out a way to do a reaction for season 3. Because I think that's the one thing that it's like, this is one of the reasons why I don't like Netflix's like format with the whole binging, just because it's like I don't have the opportunity to talk about each episode without the fact that, you know, most people are just going to go and talk about the stuff that's happening at the end. So and let alone I just don't want to I don't want to do edits of everything if like everything is out. So I just want to keep everything more cohesive. I want to talk about some key moments. I do want to capture some reactions of mine, be like, oh, whoa, holy shit. Like, I would like to have those reactions, just like how I was feeling with the carousel game that they were doing. Like, oh my god, that still gives me chills all the time. But I'm super, super excited. I can't believe we're just about 2 months away from Squid Game Season 3. But that's all I have to really say about it. I mean, I am super, super excited. But yeah, let me know your thoughts having now seen the first actual trailer for Squid Game Season 3. Are you just as excited as I am about the final episode? This is going to be it. This is the last setup episode. This is the last that we're going to see of gi-hun and Frontman. What does this mean? What do you think about the fact that we got this really heavy footage of this one game in particular? What does it mean? What does it suggest? Could this be game 4 instead of ladders, despite the fact that we did see the post-credit from season 2? Like, if that's the case, then what is the post-credit scene implying? What are your thoughts seeing just what could be at stake in that game? I mean, they've written really heavy on it. They basically alluded that at one point the mom and son are going to be in separate teams, and it looks like it's not going to be a happy one. What are your thoughts about some of the key things that they do mention in this trailer? I mean, we hear even the baby wailing, so does that mean that player 222 actually gives birth? Does she? Or is this alluding to the fact that this is something regarding the frontman himself? What is Frontman's game here? Like, are we going to get a little bit more of a backstory about him? What does this mean for gi-hun? I think this is going to be key. Like, is gi-hun going to still fight for humanity, or has he given up to the point where he's just going to try and go through these games and do whatever? Who are you rooting for? Who do you want to somehow make it through the games? And let me know if there's any thoughts, concerns, theories, because I feel like that's a big one. Theories about season 3. Let me know your thoughts below. Make sure to like and subscribe.